Hello, my YouTube family. This is your host, Aaron here. This is Times with Narcissist Explained. As you can see, I'm back at the park, but it's in the afternoon. The sun is pretty bright out here in Florida today. I'm underneath the shade. I just want to give you all a deep perspective of what you are. You are the very few percentage of people and souls in existence to overcome the odds that you had to overcome. Now, what are the odds? The odds are you made it out of so many children that doesn't get to come here. In this current reality, abortion is high, miscarriages are high, birth complications are high. That means there's a 50% chance that the woman will die during birth or that the doctor will mess up the process of giving birth to that child. Right? There's a thing out now that I read that autism and Down syndrome is pretty high nowadays when it comes down to childbirth, right? So you had to overcome those odds, right? Then you had to overcome the odds of being born into a toxic household. Because the truth be told, when you are considered a generational curse breaker, you are tasked with a very large task that the very few percentage of people get tasked with. You understand? And so you had to go through the odds of being aborted, not existing. Your mom could have died giving birth to you. You know, you could have had complications at birth. I mean, there were stories of a woman. It's this article that I seen earlier this year. This woman was giving birth. The doctor tried to pull the baby out while the woman was giving birth and pulled the baby's head off. Can you believe that? So why am I saying all this? Those are some of the odds you had to overcome. All I'm saying is the odds of you being born into a good family, having a good lifestyle with less trauma is slim to none. Those babies that are born into lifestyles like that are like the top 2 to 1%. Okay? But here's the thing that you have to pay attention to. Despite those odds, despite the generational curses you had to face, despite the hateful, mean, nasty, barbaric adults you had to face, because let me talk about this for a second. When you are born into this world with a calling over your life by the Most High, basically you are the Most High's child, you're going to run into adults who don't care about precious life. They don't care about children's life. They don't care about anyone's life. They don't even care about their own life. And this is why you got articles of grown men abusing little boys, killing them. Okay? You got women abusing little boys and little girls. You know, all I'm saying is, growing up with the calling of your life, you had to deal with a barbaric set of adults. They were barbaric, they were brutal, they were cold-hearted. They would be in competition with a child real quick. And you had to face that growing up. Some of y'all had to deal with sexual abuse. Those are the odds you had to face. Y'all had to deal with verbal abuse. Because people think verbal abuse is not as bad as physical abuse. It's just as bad. You're attacking someone internally. You're attacking their character. You're attacking their confidence. Imagine when you do that to a child. You got cold-hearted family members doing that to you as a child. Any gifts you had, they wanted to snuff it out. Understand the odds that you're up against here. When you come here into this realm, you are up against a lot of odds. And the odds that you have overcame, that we have overcame, is we had to face a lot of trauma. We had to face a lot of, demonic forces attacking us while we was in our mother's womb. We had to deal with the fact that growing up, at least for me, when I grew up, I had to deal with a lot of negative voices in my head trying to get me to do evil stuff. And I try to tell my parents about it. They telling me it's my fault that, you replaying it in your head. No. And then years later, I had to understand what spiritual warfare was. I didn't know what spiritual warfare was in my teenage years. There are children out there that are going through this right now as we speak. They have voices in their head getting them depressed, getting them to think about killing themselves, getting them to think about killing somebody. You add the music industry and all that on top of that. Okay? These are the odds you had to face growing up as a chosen one. You understand? But this is the thing I need y'all to pay attention to. You went against all those odds that I just listed, and you're functioning as a decent human being. You're not out here trying to terrorize people. You're not out here trying to be traumatic towards people. You're out here trying to keep yourself level-headed through the chaos and the craziness that you see on a daily basis. You have to give yourself credit for that. You are the very few percent of people who people try to crush you spiritually, emotionally. The world tried to leave you down and broken. And you got back up and you're functioning as a good human being in this world, trying to strive to be the light, to do what is right. You know, being the light is not an easy path because you're up against so much odds. How did you survive everything we threw at you? Some of y'all had, the odds of you being born without eczema, the odds of you being born without asthma, then people, the part of the generational curses, some of the stuff is passed down, like things like lupus, breast cancer, a lot of different complications. You had to overcome those odds and become the very few percent of people who survived through so many different odds. You have to congratulate yourself for that. We have to recognize that. It's very important because there are children being aborted all the time, people having miscarriages all the time. You was one of those children that was born healthy, had to overcome a lot of trauma, had to what's that word? You had to reprogram yourself so that way you can become a better person. You know how small of an odds that is for people to actually recognize their own behavior and actually change it for the better? Do you understand how powerful that is? Do you understand that you're the very few percentage of people that actually did that? You see it around you every day. A lot of people ain't trying to change. A lot of people don't see the need to change. They like to be in their own destructive behavior, perpetuating the same cycle of trauma. Some of y'all ladies grew up in families where the women were promiscuous. Some of y'all grew up in families where y'all grew up around a bunch of alcoholics. Sorry, these birds going crazy. But these are the odds you had to overcome. Even though you got caught up in it for a little bit, you caught yourself. You understand? This is what makes you chosen. This is why the Most High recognizes you. Because you stepped up to the plate and you saw through the BS and you decided, you know what? I'm not going to be part of this world anymore. Okay? I'm not going to be part of this world anymore. So give yourself some credit for that because you overcome so many odds, generational curses, potential birth complications at the time of your birth. But you made it through all of that. I hope y'all can feel me on this one, all right? Listen, I love y'all. The birds are going crazy. Remember how powerful y'all is, man. Let me show y'all the scenery again, y'all. Hold on. It's Saturday afternoon. Yep, here at the spot again. The duckies is not here. Duckies! Where you at, duckies? Not here. They're not here right now, y'all. Listen, I love y'all. Y'all be safe out there, man. The Matrix is rigged, y'all. The Matrix is rigged for people to fail, and you overcame so many different odds. It's not about money. It's about your spiritual health. It's about your connection to the divine. That's what it's all about. Because without that, you have no peace. You have no direction. You have no guidance, man. There's people out there with a lot of money. They don't have any spiritual guidance. They lost. There's something missing inside of them. You understand? All right. So y'all be safe. Bye bye now.